Hello YouTube viewers and random Terminator fans. Today I'm going to do a little review of this, which is the Terminator Salvation Cyberskin generator, which is an updated version of the Bioflesh regenerator released around the same time as Terminator 2. Here's a little TV commercial for that.
Terminator!
Endoskeleton in the Bioflesh regenerator. Activate!
Now you can create your own Terminator with the Bioflesh regenerator.
I'm back to protect.
Yeah? Think again.
Battle damage. Must return to Bioflesh regenerator.
Add flesh compound.
Activate!
You are in control.
Terminator created.
I'm back!
The Bioflesh regenerator comes with 2 robotic figures and Bioflesh compound.
Remarkably cheesy, isn't it? So they've obviously went and updated that design for the release of Terminator Salvation, and here it is in front of me. So I'm going to do a little bit of a review of it for you today. I know it's kind of rare and not a lot of people have it, and I don't think there's any reviews of it on YouTube, so I get to be the only dork in the universe that's actually reviewed this thing. Anyway, let's start off and talk about the box, which is right in front of me. As you can see, it looks like the front cover has been photoshopped by a 12-year-old. Some pink smoke in the background there, Terminator Salvation logo, some pictures of it in use, and a picture of a metallic chrome sort of coloured silver endoskeleton. And obviously in the packet, whenever you get it, it's sort of a darker grey, so that's a little bit misleading. And some pictures of it there being ripped apart and being used, and some Terminator eyes up there. Not a lot of other detail around the rest of the box. It's all pretty basic. And around the side here you've got a little advert for the Harvester, which is another toy you can pick up in the range. And around the back here, not a lot else really, just pretty much some basic steps in how you actually put the flesh on your Terminator figure. But enough about the box, as I always say. Let's move on and talk about the actual toy itself. Okay, so here it is out of its box and all set up, ready to go. As you can see, there's that kind of hoop thing that you saw in Terminator Salvation with these little arms, which are kind of movable, but, you know, they don't really do anything. They kind of just move up and down, make it look pretty. And there's those 2 little pillars I was talking about there before with little stickers on them. And, of course, the actual Cyberskin generator part there itself around the back. And here's that little Terminator figure I was talking about earlier. And as you can see immediately, I'm kind of disappointed with it because on the box it actually looks sort of a metallic silver, whereas here it's more of a bit of a grey, nasty, cheap plastic sort of a deal. Kind of detailed, if you can kind of see there, but his eyes look a wee bit insane, and around the back there he's a wee bit flat as well. No articulation on this whatsoever, it's just a basic figure. And around the back here you've got this kind of weird pump system. Let me just see if I can pull this out. There we go. And basically what happens is you take your Cyberskin generator molding powder, which I have right here, and put it in there, mix it with a little bit of water, and then whenever you push this down, this will then put the mixture up into this little mold here and cover your Terminator in flesh. I don't know if you can see it here, but on this little funnel piece, there's a little powder fill level there. So basically what you do is, you take your powder and fill it up to that level, obviously. And don't really know if you can see it there, but it's kind of a light pink colour, and it really smells horrible, like old plastic. Then you take the other little part of your set, which is this little thing here, and obviously as you can see there's a little water fill mark there. Don't really know if you can make that out, but you just fill some water right up to the top there, and that's pretty much you ready to go. Then you're going to want to take your little Terminator figure, which is right here, and put him into the mold. So you kind of pop this open here, make sure he's facing the right way, and he just sort of sits into place there. Make sure it's closed up nice and tight, like so. And then you're going to want to slide him into his little sort of holders here at the back. And this is where it starts to get a little bit messy. So you take your water and just pour that into your powder. There we go. And then you're going to want to mix that up. I've lost my little mixer that came with the set, but I'm going to use a spoon instead. So just stir that up. Okay, there we go. That should be it, about ready now. As you can see, some extra mixture there. Nice. Then finally, take your little pump thing here. And then this just slots right into the top here. And then whenever you push this down, that will then hopefully inject the mold and cover your endoskeleton in flesh. Okay, there we go, and all we have to do now is just leave it and let it dry. And then when he's finally dry, you can remove him from his mold. So there he is there. Hopefully he's dry, and I'm just going to go ahead now and get him out. Okay, and that's him removed from his mould. And as you can see, he's got a little bit of extra skin just around the edges there, which you need to remove with a little knife. Alrighty, and once you've taken all his excess skin off, this is what he should look like. And as you can see, it's not too perfect. Like, some of like the bits of flesh haven't really covered everything. You can kind of see some of his robot parts in between there, and especially up in his chest area as well. Overall, it doesn't look too bad though. Like, some of his hand there is visible, as you can see as well, and around the back here there's a massive air bubble of flesh out of his back. Oh, that leg's come out terrible as well. Look at that. But, overall, I can see what they're trying to go for here with the detail. As you can see, like, you've got this whole incredible detail of the six-pack there as well, and some facial definition, which kind of makes him look a wee bit like Daniel Craig. I don't actually know what Terminator this is supposed to be, whether it's supposed to be Marcus or supposed to be the T-800, but it kind of looks like a robot version of Daniel Craig. As you can see, like, a lot of definition on his arms as well, and for some reason he seems to be wearing a pair of boxer shorts made out of skin, and a little bit of a bulging package there as well. No idea why they've chosen to do that, and like, that's another big problem I have with this in general. Why do they make them naked? Seriously, all the time. I mean, it's a great idea in the movies, but to be released as a kid's toy, why would you want like a practically naked robot thing knocking about endoskeleton? Now, there's pretty much a couple of ways you can knock his skin off. Like, for example, you can just pick it off there with your thumb, for example. But as you can see, it comes off in big, thick chunks, and it really makes the overall endoskeleton look kind of disproportioned, because the skin seems so thick, and whenever you peel it off, like, the arm underneath is so thin. I'll give you a good example here. Here's his arm. So when you peel his arm away, as you can see, there's a very weedy small robot arm underneath, which doesn't actually happen in the films. And like, for example, if I peel his head away, this is the biggest thing. So if like I just twist his head off there, as you can see, there's a tiny little robot head underneath, and that just looks daft whenever you've compare it to the rest of his body. You can also, like, obviously take a knife to it and slice part of his skin off on that, or you can just use that and kind of chop away at him. But overall, I think it just looks a wee bit daft, really. So I'll just peel more of him off there, for example, to show you his leg, which is a bit useless, really, and I don't like that at all, because it's such a waste, because you've spent ages like making up this mixture and all this stuff, and like ripping it off him, it's just such a waste, because this then has to go in the bin. This isn't reusable, and I'd have much more preferred it if they'd perhaps put something along the lines of Play-Doh or some type of plasticine as the actual skin mix instead of this powder stuff, because it is literally just useless, and whenever you originally use it. So there you go. As you can see, like, if you compare it to him with his skin on to his skin off, you can really see a difference in size and scale. So pretty pointless, really, in the long run. So, in conclusion, I really don't like this. In fact, I think I'd go as far to say as I hate it. I think it's really utterly pointless. It's very wasteful and incredibly messy, and in the long run, it's just very, very stupid. Like, as far as this whole powder thing goes, like, you only get 10 in this. Like, there's enough powder in this here to create 10 sort of Terminators with skin on them. Then after that, I don't know where the hell you get the refills from, so you're pretty much screwed there. Overall, the design of it is pretty good, but ultimately pointless, because like I keep saying, you spend ages like making this whole mixture together, and putting it into this mold, and then waiting for ages, and then essentially, as soon as that mold dries and you take it out and you do all this stuff with it, in 5 seconds again you're back to level 1, because like you've ripped all the skin and stuff off of it. So yeah, ultimately I really don't like it. I wish they'd put some type of reusable plasticine or something in that. In fact, that's something I'm going to actually try, maybe putting plasticine into it and seeing if that works. But ultimately it's very time consuming, it's very messy, and I really can't recommend it. So thanks very much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I've got some more reviews online. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.